Hey everybody, I'm Cory back again with another video. I'm going to be reviewing Rugrats. This is the second part of the second episode. I just finished doing the first part, which was the barbecue story. The second part is going to be Waiter, There's a Baby in My Soup. The original air date of this episode was August 17th, 1991. And I did the first part of it. This is the second part, Waiter, There's a Baby in My Soup. So what was this episode about here? This episode was about... So, Stu and Dee Dee, they're going to dinner, a business dinner. Stu, he's a toy inventor, and he's going to meet with Mr. Mucklehoney. He owns a toy company, and he's going to talk to him about getting some of his toys manufactured there, working with him. A big school bus just took the sunlight out of my window. It's crazy. It's about to get dark soon. It's really about to be winter out here. So I'm trying to shoot this video before it gets dark, and I miss all my light. So Mr. Mucklehoney, he owns a toy company, and Stu is interested in working with him and getting his toys out there with Mucklehoney. And so they're going to dinner with him, and they have a babysitter for Tommy, but it turns out the babysitter's gonna call on the episode, and she's saying that she has to cancel because her goldfish died. Well, Dee Dee says, well, you said that the last time you canceled that your goldfish died. So now she has another goldfish that died as well. And Grandpa's leaving. You know, he lives with the Pickles, the Stu and Dee Dee, but he's going out. He has a date to go bowling with a lady named Louise. So he's gone bowling, and then the babysitter calls and cancels right after he leaves out the door. So then they were like, oh, well, we have to take Tommy with us to this dinner. And Stu, he's concerned because he doesn't want to look like he's a joke in front of the toy guy. And then Tommy's coming is going to add to that. So he's kind of freaking out because he doesn't know. So Dee Dee's like, it's going to be fine. So they meet Mr. Mucklehoney. Mr. Mucklehoney is very loud and large. He looks like he's about maybe a foot taller than Dee Dee and Stu. And he's, what do they call it? He's a bond. I learned that word. He's a big person. He's very large and loud and kind of country. And so he's pulling tricks on the Pickles, and he's calling them, like, he's telling them that they're suckers and they're falling for everything. He loves them because they're easy to fool. They're very gullible, apparently. And so Dee Dee's kind of offended, but you know, she's playing along. So they're sitting there, they're having dinner. Tommy, he's kind of acting up pretty much. He's you know, playing with stuff on the table and knocking stuff over and everything. And so then they get a call. Dee Dee gets a call. The waiter gives her the phone because this is before cell phones. So, you know, the waiter actually, somebody had to call the restaurant, and it turns out that it was Grandpa. So Grandpa got into a fight with Louise, and he's ready to go. So Dee Dee's like, okay, I'm finna leave dinner. I got an emergency here, and I'm going to take the baby with me. So Mr. Mucklehoney insists that him and Stu can watch the baby. Stu doesn't want to leave the baby, Tommy, but Mr. Mucklehoney insists. And so Dee Dee leaves Tommy. This episode is all about Tommy. There's no other babies in it. This is the first one. So so they're there. They're talking. Tommy, he's chilling. Then he gets kind of bored. So he gets loose out of his seat. I forget what you call it. The seat, booster seat, whatever that they have for eating dinner and stuff at restaurants. So he some way gets out of that. He always finds a way to get out of it. And not Chucky, Stu, he's showing Mucklehoney all of his ideas that he has. So they're not paying attention to him. You know how it is when when babies are with an adult and the adult's talking. They're just sitting there, just chilling. They think it's all good. So, but not on the Rugrats. You see, the Rugrats will get loose on you. They haven't learned that 3 episodes in yet. They never will. That's what we're gonna find out. And okay, we're gonna find out that they never learn this. So Tommy gets free. He ties Stu's shoelaces to the table, and then he gets into the kitchen by getting on a rolling cart where they put the food on it, a rolling cart. So he gets back in the kitchen. He starts messing up everything in the kitchen. He wants to cook. He puts too much black pepper and hot sauce in the soup. The waiter like chokes and runs out. He puts forks and spoons. He puts all types of silverware in the pie crust and fills it with whipped cream. And then the waiter goes out and serves it up. So those people are going to choke or something. They're probably going to get a big lawsuit. The restaurant and everything. So what else? He throws some anchovies in the milkshakes. He gets stuck in the cake mixer. Then he lands in a pot of spaghetti. So he gets back out to. He's in the pot of spaghetti. He's getting rolled out to a table. Muckle Honey's still talking to Stu. He's saying how funny he thinks Stu is. He's a joke, pretty much. He's pretty much insulting him, kind of, but he kind of likes him as well. But he's insulting him at the same time. And then they bring out his soup, which is the hot sauce soup that Tommy doctored up. So then he eats a bite of it and he starts choking to death. And so then Stu, he tries to get up and help him, but then he sees Tommy's missing. And then so he tries to get up and look for Tommy, but his shoes are tied to the table, the shoestrings. So then he flips over the table, flips it over onto Mr. Muckle Honey. He falls down. Everybody falls down. Okay. And Muckle Honey's still choking. Then they finally open the pot of spaghetti. Tommy's inside of there. And Muckle Honey finds this hysterical. And he says that Tommy should... not Tommy, but Stu. Stu needs to work for him because he likes him. He has him laughing all the time. So then they walk out, buddy, and they're going to come down. Stu's going to come down to the office, and they're going to talk about some stuff the next day. And, yeah, that was pretty much the premise of that episode. So it began like the first episode in this episode, Barbecue Story, with Tommy doing something mischievous. On Barbecue Story, he was trying to eat a bug, and Dee Dee stopped him. And on this one, There's a Baby in My Soup, he was, what was Tommy doing? He was putting Stu's tie in the toilet. So it's starting off with Tommy always doing something. I think he was doing something on the first episode, too. He was, I can't recall right off the top of my head. Now that I've seen the second episode, these two different parts, it's linking together for me. So maybe I need to go back and check that out and see what's what. But that's it for this review. I'm Cory Ballard. Go ahead and watch my other videos, my other reviews. Subscribe to my channel. Watch the playlist on my channel, please. Also, I have my radio show. It's on Spotify. It's Cory's World of Music. Go ahead and listen to that, please, and I'll check you out next time. I'm gonna do my outro here. It's kind of difficult. I got my tripod, but it kind of moves, so I might have to hold it down and I'm gonna have to work it out. Do.